Hey, what's going on, family? Look, check this out, man. Myself and Muhammad 2G, also known as Road Creek Radio and M2Gism Company, collab together to bring you H-Town Uncovered. Now, this is our first episode, right? So, to kick this thing off, right, we got none other than my boy Roderick, but I call him Rod. What's up, fam?
What's up,
welcome to the show, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to tell you something really why I want you on the show, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me give you all a backdrop of myself, right? I represent the South Side, and I represent the West Side, right? Highway 6, right? Now, this is the thing, right? I learned from being on the Highway 6 or moving from South Park to Highway 6, I learned a lot about this city, right? Because I was introduced to a neighborhood called Carverdale by Demond Williams, right? R.I.P. Demond, right? And I noticed something, right? When we was back in the day younger, out there in these streets hustling, right? This is what I noticed, right? Houston is a big city, right? So I didn't have time to miss money worrying about one particular part of town. So I was able to make friends from A-Leaf all the way to Piney Point, Spring Branch, Highway 6, Carverdale, Homestead, Acres Homes, by way of meeting people, right? Garden City,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Where you resided from.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Garden City. Well, I even been in Garden City, but I noticed that it's good people and business-minded people all across this vast city we call H-Town. Right?
Yes, sir.
So, man, I'm glad to kick this first episode off with Brother Rod
Yes,
right
sir.
here.
Thank
right?
you guys for having me.
Yes, sir, brother. So, as far as your music background, right, can you touch bases on your start and how it was and the time period?
Okay.
Because this was before internet and social media.
Right.
And the only reason why I'm doing that is to show people the work that it takes
Yes.
and the work that it took for you to become the you are today, that people don't know that it's actually a force behind the scene.
Right.
But how was the promotion endeavor that you ventured into in that time, and how did you get into it?
My first notable start was as a recording artist, a rap artist. Friend of mine knew DJ DMD's brother and connected us together. DJ DMD heard me rap, told me come out to Port Arthur and get on this compilation tape that he had. So I go out to Port Arthur, I sleep at DMD's house with his wife, his children there. We in this little room, we fall asleep, me and my brother. We get up the next day and we go in to record the verse that I had. DJ DMD say, whoever got the hottest verse gonna stay on the song. So I come in there, he tell me get in the booth, I go, heart attack just stepped in this bitch, so take cover. I bucks me a bitch and I shanks me a bitch. Sorry, I had to do the fucking fool on you. Sorry, I had to lose my Christian cool on you. But I got to teach you about the CGs, Major League, motherfuck these PBs. Park benches or whatever.
Right.
So DMD like, nigga,
Come on.
we leave out of there. It's a line, man. I'm talking about a line all the way out to your parking lot.
Right.
In the front of this building, from this room all the way out. It was a big old line of Port Arthur niggas.
Right.
I'm talking about niggas like Momo, it was just so many people out there. I was almost embarrassed because we was in there first because we went in there with DMD.
Right.
So that was my starting point. That compilation album hit the streets, And then right after that, DMD got a record label deal with Elektra Records.
Okay.
And then he went on tour with Jay-Z and Fabulous and all of that stuff. We didn't feature on that 25.
The light of
Yeah,
the
PA, whatever the album he did. He didn't bring us on that album, but we got a chance to be on that compilation.
Okay.
And so that was an underground. So later I found out that everybody from Port Arthur wanted to know who was Heart Attack.
Right.
They knew everybody else, but I was the only one out of town from Houston that featured on that they didn't know.
Right.
So I was building a buzz in Port Arthur.
Okay.
Didn't even know it.
Right.
Now fast track up to 1989, I was working as a mortgage loan officer at the 2626 South the West building, and didn't know that Jam Down Entertainment was at the top floor.
Okay.
I was like on the third floor at the office. So one day I get on the elevator, tall black man get on there. It's Patrick Lewis, the CEO of Jam Down. So I say, man, what you do? He say, I have a record label.
Right.
I said, record label? Nigga, I'm in the music business. I'm like, what kind of record label you got? He said, it's called Jam Down. It's upstairs. Come check it out. I'll go up there. They got DJ Screw stickers in a box, sitting on the table, nobody pushing. I asked him, I said, man, who pushing these for y'all? Nobody. We ain't had nobody pushing. I said, man, give them to me. So I go out and hit everything up on 16 South Main, all them apartments and condos back there, all the bus stops, the poles, the light poles. They got big orange DJ Screw stickers plastered on every last one of them.
Come on.
I'm back on the corner because I was in the Nation,
Right.
selling Final Call newspaper. I'm selling Final Call. And here come a blue van, big old black man in there, it's Patrick Lewis. He pulls up, say, hey, meet me in my office tomorrow. I'm gonna give you a job. And that's how I got on with Jam Down and had an office at Jam Down Entertainment.
Come on. Just like that.
Just like that.
Right. But that's called incentive, right?
Yes, sir.
You saw a problem and you solved the problem, right?
Yes, sir.
And look, Lee, hey, what's going on? Look who came in the building, right?
Oh, we live here?
Yeah, we live, man.
Oh,
So you on the corner selling the Final Call newspaper, right?
Yes, sir.
But before we get into the CEO of Jam Down,
Yes, sir.
asking you to come to his office the next day, right?
Yes, sir.
That experience, right? Because I've been on the corner selling Final Call newspaper
Yes, sir.
as well,
Yes,
right?
sir.
One thing I learned, right, when you on a corner with that Final Call newspaper and you dealing with so many different type of people and mindsets, right? It helped me in business and dealing with an array of different type of people.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know, did you find that same experience?
I did. That was the greatest advantage, being able to interface with different, people who are professionals, people who are from the streets, people who are, politicians and stuff like that. So it really brought me out of my on the corner mentality, hustling and all of this stuff and moving around a certain kind of way, speaking a certain kind of way, to broaden my mindset to know that there's other worlds that I could, function in. I don't have to just be hood.
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I can be me
Right.
and be over here talking with this doctor or this lawyer or this medical professional or this politician, and everything okay.
Okay.
It's not selling out.
That's right. And so how was the meeting that following day when you went to his office?
So when I got to Jam Down?
Jam Down.
Okay, when I got to Jam Down, I go upstairs, Patrick in there. To be honest with you, I had asked Pat for $10,000
Come on.
for the Honorable Minister of Farrakhan's in our Savior's Day. And he was like, whoa, where you want to get it all from me? I said, yeah, you.
Right.
Robert Gillum been cutting you $80,000 checks and
Right.
stuff. I know you got the money.
Right.
So I was just that determined and serious, and he was like, "This nigga serious."
That's right. Wait. He's Robert Gilliam. That's Southwest.
Southwest Wholesale.
Wholesale.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
What's the other guy name? God, dog. I know Robert Gilliam was another guy that was working at 979 Box too, and he was at Southwest Wholesale. Eddie Corral.
Okay.
Eddie Corral. Now, Eddie. Now this is it, because for people that don't understand, right? Now this is uncovering H-Town, right?
Yes, sir.
Southwest Wholesale was the wholesaler that was distributing Houston's music, right?
That's correct.
There you go. And if what happened to Southwest Wholesale? I know it because I had music at Southwest Wholesale. Now and the Southwest Wholesale folded, but later on in life I found out, man, how did some of my music wind up in Germany?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I found out how that happened. But do you know the story behind Southwest Wholesale and how it ended?
I don't know the particulars, but you know, with them being brick and mortar and the cassette tapes and the vinyl, I think they were pressing vinyl cassettes,
Right.
CDs. You know, I kind of was away from the music industry for a minute, but you know, a lot of it I think is the change of the technology.
Right.
You know, so Steve Jobs, you know, and Apple Music,
It's coming out.
you know, and all this stuff. You got a serious problem now.
Right. How you gonna compete with that? Right. With the streaming and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Digital.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so now, you know, if you ask for $10,000
Yes, sir.
for a Savior's Day gift,
Yes, sir.
and how did that play out?
He didn't give it to me,
Okay.
but I wound up getting a job
Right.
as the lead street promoter at Jam Down. I had an office at Jam Down.
Okay.
And so Patrick asked me, how much did you want and do you think you need to promote for Jam Down? And I gave him a low number, like $1,200. And so he put me on the budget. And from there, I would come up to work every day. I'd be at the office up there with Patrick, and Cassandra was the secretary. Gerard was Lil Kiki's manager. And there was one more guy that was partners with Patrick. I can't remember the brother's name. But I reported directly to Patrick Lewis. So, you know.
Now you work in the street. You work in the streets doing street promotion. So they gave you an opportunity to hit all of the different neighborhoods within the city.
Yeah. So we talking Antoine and Tidwell, Antoine and Little York, Acres Homes, Greens Point. I'm all the way in Herm Clark. I'm in Club Chocolate Town. I'm in Corpus Christi. I'm in San Antonio. I'm in Dallas. I would have a map on the wall that I brought, and it was color coded. And so I would say, okay, I want to hit Corpus Christi. And so Patrick come in the office and be like, what's this? I say, this is where I want to push Lil Kiki's music and DJ Screw's music. They just thought it was funny. But I was dead serious. I was organized. So these are places that they hadn't even gotten to yet. Because nobody was really taking the street promotion part serious, because Lil Kiki's South Side was bumping on the radio. They was riding off that wave.
Right.
I was digging in hand to hand with the fans.
Right.
So Corpus Christi, he'd give me some monies. Boom, I shoot out and get my homeboy, we'd shoot out to Corpus Christi. And what we'd have to do is take pictures of all the posters plastered up and all of that, the retail displays and sound waves and Sam Goodies and warehouse music. It had to put displays up. And I had to sit there and put a poster in the middle and turn the other poster and turn and create some kind of artsy design for DJ Screw and Lil Kiki's album.
Right.
And then take pictures. And when I bring the pictures back, get them developed, that's how Patrick would cut me my check for the week.
Okay.
Now, Lil Kiki didn't really like that because it was coming out of his budget. And he was trying to make sure he was getting all the monies that he deserved to get.
Right.
And I don't blame him, you know. But you still needed a street report.
Right. In
But,
order to make the money.
To make the money. So over time, Lil Kiki saw that I was there to really push him and not starstruck
Right.
or, on some other agenda. So he learned to really appreciate me being there. And so that's how we was able to learn how to respect each other, just from my work in his projects.
So now traveling throughout the city and other places, is there a difference in different neighborhoods, or did you find a way, that common denominator where you can relate no matter where you were at or what side of town you were on, to where you can go in there and get a job accomplished?
Yeah. So we were in Dallas, and Master P was performing at this big venue in Dallas. I can't remember the name of it. We got up there. They had all the donks or whatever, the big rims, beat in the trunk, and they all up and down the street. I was blown away because I had never seen Dallas look like Houston.
Right.
I'd never been out of Houston, really. So I'm looking at this, and I'm like, damn, So this is how Dallas rolled. And so we got up there, and because Lil Kiki was so hot, it allowed me to go in those other environments and be almost like a star myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we hit Louisiana. I'm on stage with Lil Kiki and Mob Figures and his whole crew. I got flyers, I got CDs. They pulling on my leg while Lil Kiki performing. They pulling on my leg and pulling on their leg. They don't give a damn.
Right.
They want somebody who's part of Lil Kiki's camp.
Right.
So I began to learn, what comes with this music. It's a lot of perks and it's a lot of acceptance when you hot. You know what I'm saying? And people know you the man at that point. So I wasn't the man, Lil Kiki was the man. You know what I'm saying? But just being affiliated with him, I saw people give me love. I saw people respect me. And, I had a great time, man.
Right. You create relationships, but at the same time, you are creating your model of business that's coming out of your mind. You're looking at the situation, you're saying, wait, I can put something together. Okay, I'm building something, right?
Right.
Because that part of that street promotion and you putting up the map,
Yes, sir.
that came out of your mindset.
Yes.
Right? So you creating a certain style of doing business, right? That maybe some might have done that after you, but what I'm saying is the model has to start from somewhere.
Right.
Somebody has to have the initiative to look at something and say, okay, I can build on this.
Right.
Right. And that's the value.
Right.
That's the value that needs to be uncovered.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Now, that is exactly what I attempted to do at the end of my relationship with Jam Down. I actually got interviewed with Rap A Lot. And so I went to Rap A Lot. They had a guy named Carlton working that department, promotions department. And I go to Rap A Lot. They pat me down at the door. They let me in. I go in there and meet with, you walk in there, it's a big old marble floor, and I think it's got Rap A Lot in the middle of it and stuff. It's real nice, man. They had a secretary, beautiful sister at the desk. They get me in the office with Carlton, and we talking. I'm telling him, Jam Down, settle, and it's a little controversy if you're okay with it.
Right, yeah, come on,
Okay.
what is on? We uncovered.
Well, they say, Carlton say, man, you go to Miles 45? I said, yes, sir. He said, Johnny Binder? I said, yeah, I know Johnny. I know bro Johnny. Oh, man, we can't do no business with you, man. You fuck with Johnny Binder. I said, whoa. I said, whoa, Carlton. I said, hold up, man. I say, my DBA got my name on it. It don't got Johnny Binder's name on it, man. Right. I say that me and him ain't got no business like that. I say I see him, we speak and we keep it moving. I don't,
right.
It's business.
It's not
business.
personal.
It's not personal. So he was like, all right, well, where you gonna put this stuff at? So I was like, well, I'm gonna do the same thing I was doing for Lil Kiki now. So he wanted me to go back, get a list, and bring it back to him. I never went back and didn't get the job with Rap-A-Lot. But my brother Omar, years later, wound up getting the job over at Rap-A-Lot.
Right. I
So-
remember. Right.
So I was kind of happy that I didn't go to Rap-A-Lot, but because if I'm not the fit for that environment, and their organization, I'd rather not be there.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
of
So I missed that opportunity with Rap-A-Lot, but I think it was for the better.
Right.
So from there, I just started finding my own promotional contracts with other places, cell phone stores. I would design their flyers, I get their flyers printed, and then I charge them to have me print, design, and distribute their flyers. So I did that hustle until I got married, and my wife cussed me out. She's like, "Man, we homeless, man. I ain't got time for this $99 shit." I'm like, "That's my hustle, man. What you talking about?"
Right. This is what I do.
But it wasn't getting us to
Right. Where she wanted to go.
well, we can get a house and all this, so we were struggling. So man, I had to go find me a job,
Right.
and I had to fall off all the way and become homeless, and then that led to some me getting my going into a homeless shelter, and then I came out of there after about 6 months, and then my homeboy let me move in with him, and from there I got on with the city of Houston, and I learned how to fix credit, and I started fixing my credit, my wife's credit. They gave her a $10,000 credit card. They didn't give me one, even though I'm the one doing all the work, but they give it to the female.
Right.
So we built up from that, and got a car, brand new car, and then I bought a Ducati, a 959 Panigale. So I got one of the hottest bikes, and I'm riding around the city on that. So my lifestyle has been rock bottom, and then me on top. So people want to know, man, why you always smiling, man? You think you somebody. Bro, I failed so hard, man.
Right.
And I screamed one day. I said, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And that week, my homeboy seen me on Facebook. He said, Rod, what you up to, man? I said, nothing, man. I'm still over here at the shelter, man. He's like, what?
Shelter. Right.
He said, man, y'all come out of there, bro. You can't think living in no shelter, bro. And he brought me out, named Ralph McDonald. We call him Go Hard Bogart. Brought me out, got out of there, and got on my feet, man. So now, bro, you could hardly find anybody that know me that won't tell you I did something to get. I helped them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is my giving back
Right.
because of where I came from, and then being so blessed. I gave out so much money and furniture and computers and cars and stuff, bro. I would have so much more right now if I had not had been so generous to people. But a lot of times, you give and then, So that's kind of off subject, but the promotion led to other things.
But it's our promotion. It's not our subject because there's a lot of people who don't have the tenacity to go forward. There's a lot of people who will give up and don't know how they're gonna make it past their situation or their problems. So when they hear a story like yours, that's that motivation, that drive to say, okay, he done it, I can do it. You know what I mean? That's that I can get back on my feet and keep thriving, Because, especially for today's time, because the suicide rate is so high now, man. But there's no message of hope from somebody who experienced similar situations that they're going through at this particular time.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Or somebody that they can relate to.
Yes, sir.
Right. And that's the most important thing, because it's easy to turn your television and you see the president's wife, or you see somebody who's saying you can do it, right?
Right.
But they so far detached.
Man.
You know what I mean? But to see somebody that's coming from the hood, because look, if you black in America, you came from some hood.
Right.
You know what I mean? You coming up straight out of hard times of slavery. You know what I mean? And one generation could have made it,
Right.
but that don't mean a generation that preceded that made it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They have time. You got to put effort. You got to put work into it to build and climb, right? So when you share your story with the public, that's, to me, that's a form of giving back, or a form of, I'd say, tithing,
Man.
in a spiritual sense.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's what we want. You know what I mean? Because, and maybe you can expound on this though by being in the industry. Then we'll get into the distribution part, right?
Yes.
But it's like, and that's why I revert when we first started the interview on. I talk about different sides of the city, right? Because it's poverty on each side of the city, right? But how I don't want to say how the slave master minds work, right? How the slave of mind work is divide and conquer, right? I'm gonna take this poverty, right? And I'm gonna make this side fight against this side, right? And I'm gonna sit back and sell them both the guns. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm gonna sit back and watch them destroy each other to prove who has the roughest side of town, right?
Yes, sir.
And I done put work and moved around every neighborhood probably in Houston, right? And it's the same part. Hunger is still hunger no matter what side of town you're on, right? But the hardest part was to find out how can the common denominator, how can we do business and unite and build business without us tearing at each other's throats, right?
Right.
And I learned that from my experience on living on the west side of Highway 6, right? I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, man, they got this game on lock. We are the entertainment, right? We are the innovators, right? But we're not owning it, right? And we feel as though to get that bag, we have to live out the narrative that others created for us, right? We have to do that, and then they'll give us money, but at the end of the day, so many people wound up broke, right? Where is the money management? Who teaches how to manage money? Who teaches how to invest? Who teaches? And that's why your story is so important, because mortgage broker, you know, you dealing with finances, you dealing with people, you dealing with different characteristics of people, especially dealing in the music game. Setting the final call, meaning that there is no excuse.
Right.
You got to get out here and thrive and make something happen for yourself,
That's
right?
right.
So all that goes with, that's distribution.
Yes.
Right. Now, can you break down Believe? What Believe distribution and how that came about, and how did you become a part of Believe?
Yeah, so the promotion, coming from that promotion with Jam Down, Lil Kiki, DJ Screw, I carried that because that was my most prolific set of activities into interviewing, you know, different people. So I was able to move around the city. Sharpstown Mall, I ran into Pimpin' Ken. I ran into TV Johnny. And so I would run into these people and do interviews with them. Well, a friend of mine in the industry named Lump.
Right.
Lump was a big time promoter at Capitol Records. So I found out through Lump that he was coming in the city with Mims on a tour. They were moving around on a promotion tour because he had the #1 record in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So Lump let me come and interview Mims. Boom. Set it up. I have the Hip Hop Circle newspaper. I got a female. She's sitting over there talking to Mims. I'm running the camera, and boom, everything go great. Mims getting ready to leave. I go to call him back. His voicemail says Mims is out of the country on a European tour.
Right.
I was like, damn. I just was right here with this dude at Dave & Buster's doing an interview with him. And now he's on a European tour, so I'm like, damn, I can't get him in the magazine that I'm trying to do. So from there, his voicemail say, call Mark Goldstein. I was like, Mark Goldstein? What is that? So I write the number down, I call Mark Goldstein. Mark Goldstein answers. Me and Mark Goldstein hits it off after him asking me what was going on. I interviewed Mims. That was his guy. Mark Goldstein was the Jewish white man that negotiated Mims' contract with Capitol Records. Got Mims one of the sweetest record deals ever in history. So I'm on the phone with this guy now. I don't know his background yet. So he likes me. We talk every day. We every week we talk. We trying to come up with ideas. Mark is real creative, but he comes up with weird stuff. He's trying to do babies and animals website. You can post your pictures on there. The moms posted pictures and all of this stuff. And just weird stuff I would never think of doing. But we were trying to find a way to work together. So one day, Mark and his friend from Rolling Stone magazine had a relationship with a company called Believe, based in France. And they were trying to brand themselves in the United States. Nobody knew who they were. Mark called me and said, Roderick, you still have your record label? I said, yeah, it's just a DBA, Mark. You want distribution? Hell yeah! Boom. So Mark said, send me this, and that. I sent him all the information. I just so happened was with Muhammad 2G.
Right.
In Atlanta.
Right.
Me and Muhammad 2G in Atlanta. I'm riding with him, he doing some shit out there, some work out in Atlanta. So my wife called and said, baby, your distribution deal contract just went through. Your contract just made it to the house. So I was like, oh shit. I just came major,
Right.
I can't be out here with Muhammad 2G. I got to go. I got my own shit I got to go take care of. So I told Muhammad, hey man, I got to go, man. And he was like, what? We just got here. So I jumped the Greyhound, man, and hauled ass back to Houston, got my paperwork signed off on it. Boom. So from 2011, been distributing through Believe, hip hop. We've signed an artist called the Voice of Egypt, all the way overseas. This guy is like a huge superstar overseas in Egypt. We didn't know this till later, after we had the music in the system. But we saw him on YouTube one day, and it was like 20,000, 30,000 people in the arena. And he on stage, and he doing his thing. And that's when I realized, dude, you got something. Stand on it. So from that day forward, we just been moving, man. Believe they allow us to distribute music across 240 countries and territories. So we're able to put music in every territory, area, country that you can think of. And the significance of that is you got to have licenses in those countries with those governments that may not want music streamed in their countries.
Okay.
You can't just do what you want. You got to have somebody higher up. So I don't know if it's the Illuminati, Believe is, or what, but they got that power to get those licenses in all of them territories and markets. And so we can get our music all parts of the world.
How important is that for independent artists, though, to be able to have their music streamed in an overseas market, internationally?
I think it's important. It makes the difference. I give you a scenario. I was on the phone talking to Lil Troy, and we were talking, and I was like, bro, Scarface, they've been They've been on your ass, man, on these albums, bro. I say, man, how do you hold yourself up? And he was like, man, I'm a man just like them. You know what I'm saying? I put my pants on just like they do. So I just thought that was interesting that he ain't break down after the beef that he had with Rap-A-Lot and himself. So during that conversation, I was telling him about the distribution. He told me to meet him at the Galleria Starbucks over there. We meet up. He tells me well, I do a presentation. I show him the countries and everything. So when he saw the countries break down on the screen, he looked, oh shit, he jumps up and he shot out of Starbucks and left me in Starbucks. Meet me in my office. He burned off. Went to go get all the files, sitting fat down south. Scarface on it, Willie D.
Right.
Everybody from Houston you can think of is on this album. So I'm like, what's wrong? He said, sitting fat down south, he had a deal with Universal Music Group. Sold 2 million records. But Universal Music Group never distributed Sitting Fat Down South overseas. The first time LaTroy went international is with Dynamyte Records.
Come on.
And the distribution network. This is the honest to God truth.
Right.
That's the only reason LaTroy gave me the project, is because he saw the countries. So LaTroy understood the importance of being able to get the international market, because some of his peers that were lesser than him in sales had international distribution. You know, a lot of these artist stuff is overseas, but LaTroy didn't get that from Universal. So he told me, he said, man, I called Universal and I cussed them out. I said, Troy, why you cuss them out? He said, man, they ain't put in my contract, man. I can go international. That's when I realized, nigga, you got muscle, man.
Right.
To distribute LaTroy's album, Wanna Be a Baller, worldwide. Come on. For the first time.
That's right.
Now, we didn't continue our business relationship with the album because LaTroy was signed to So South, which I didn't know that even existed until LaTroy called me with a guy named Randy on the phone, and Randy was calling himself checking me on the phone. So I was like, bro, who are you? He said, I'm Randy from So South. You know, I'm like, well, okay. I'm Roderick from Dynamyte. What's up? Man. Nah, man, Rod, man, we just need to all be on the phone, man. I just feel we can all talk and stuff. I said, Troy, what the fuck going on, bro? I just got off the phone with you. Man, we just talk, man. You know, he got this beat, you got this beat. I said, Troy, you got the album with him? I said, no, bro. Right. That's not how that worked, man. Right. So unfortunately, he wanted to cancel, you know, what we just started running with. So I had to sever ties with LaTroy and let him stay over there. The point I'm trying to make is that Randy only had the United States and Canada in his distribution package.
Right. You got what, 200?
We got 240 countries and territories. So these are markets outside of countries. So it's not 240 countries, but it's 240 countries and territories mixed together with all the markets and these little small little islands and all of this stuff that go, you know. So from anywhere in the world, if there's a music enthusiast, they can pull up whatever we put out. And it's important because what happens, it affects your royalties, it affects your streams. So if they collecting royalties and streams just from one geographical area, like LaTroy's situation with So South, with the United States and Canada, there's no way you can make and maximize your monies if you're just in a limited portion of the world.
Exactly.
So even if you can't tour in those places, you got people streaming in those places.
Right.
So it's best to have, I could put an album out and any one artist that get any significant amount of streams could get some traction in Germany or China or Russia, you know, Saudi Arabia, anywhere. in the world.
Right,
And that counts, man.
yeah, they love hip hop, and they love down south hip hop in these different countries.
Yes, sir.
All right, and the thing I like about what you're doing is the fact that soundtrack that we did,
Yes, sir.
accountability movie, which you'll see on Believe,
Okay.
you see on Dynamyte.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Distribution coming soon, right?
Yeah.
I had to plug that in.
Yes, sir.
Mama 2G did the music, right?
Yes, sir.
He in the building as well. But the thing that I like about the fact that you are a businessman who has a distribution company. Now, we all know the story on at one point where I think it was Jay Prince and Suge Knight and with a Gotti.
Yes, Irv got it.
Irv Gotti, who
Yes.
wanted to distribute, right? Because the money and the power is in the distribution.
Yes, sir.
If you have a product, it needs to be distributed.
That's right.
Right. So you are in a position to be that distributor. Now, a lot of independent artists who want their music distributed, do you advertise to the general public, or are you selective on who you would distribute?
Yeah, when we first started, we used to try to promote with promo flyers and stuff like that. We have a website, DynamyteMusicGroup.com, that offers and to artists and producers and labels distribution as a service. So basically, we are a record label / distribution company. So I got the Dynamyte Records as the label, and Dynamyte Music Group is the distribution arm. So we can do sub-label deals through our relationship with Believe. We can do artist deals, producer deals, or whatever we want to do, right? So it's really just predicated on, us and how we feel about the project or how we feel about the representative. So
what's your information if someone wanted to go out and check out Dynamyte distribution and the music and whatnot, that you have?
We got the label website, the distribution website is DynamyteMusicGroup.com, and it's no I in Dynamite. It's all Y's, DYNAMYTE, musicgroup.com. We got a lot of music out right now. We got one single with Young Buck, formerly from G Unit.
Right.
It's called You Won't Smoke 2. And it got Young Buck on that, it got Smith D from Face Mob, and it got RBX from the Dog Pound.
Oh, come on.
And I'm on the hook. I wrote the hook and I produced the track. And we was able to get that lineup on there. And to be honest, if I was being honest, me and Big Swift, as my big brother, he helped me with the RBX and the Smith D, and some of the production on the song.
Okay.
So
because our goal, this is what I would like to see, having Dynamyte distribution, the #1 black-owned distribution company.
yes, sir.
Right. No, I mean on the globe.
Yes, sir.
Because it's time.
Yes, sir. Hey.
This is the season, and there's time for that, right?
Yes, sir.
That's one of the reasons I want to do this interview, right? I want to put you out in the public to show people that your experience,
Yes, sir.
the music industry. I mean, from a promoter
Right.
to an artist, distributor, passing out flyers. I mean, they can't get around it,
Yes, sir.
right? So now it's time to deal, and that's why I keep reverting back at how we started this interview, right? Different sides of town, right? So you got the experience of dealing with different cities and different sides of town, just genuinely in this Houston area.
That's right.
How the reason why that is so important is because we will section off. I'm from the south side, I don't mess with the north side.
Yes, sir.
I'm from A-Leaf, I ain't messing with Braeswood.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I'm from the 6, I ain't mixed with Carbondale. I'm from, no, it's business.
Yes.
You get the personal beefs out the way and
Right.
let's get the money.
Right.
This is Houston. The reason why we don't have no major industry
Yes, sir.
and theater and even the movie industry in the fourth largest city in the world, because we have allowed them to divide and conquer.
Man.
And we got in that, you know what I mean? So now, so when you say, well, I don't want no black distributors, man, that I can deal with that can get me out there.
Right.
Yes, you do. There's no excuses is what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying.
Yes, sir.
You do. You got somebody, right? We got to start building, man.
Let's
It's
build.
time. You
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? Because look, I'm telling you, look, everybody else is doing it. You know, you got Chinatown. My Latino brothers and sisters, they build it.
Man.
You know what I mean? And we are the natives. We are the natives. And what are we doing?
Man.
Right? It's time to grow and build. We will continue on Houston, H-Town, Uncovered, to put people in your face that can get things done so we can cut out the excuses.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, there's no more of that. Because I've been, like I said, I've been through every side of town you can, from Spring Branch to South Park to Sunnyside, you can imagine, right?
Yes, sir.
And we are dealing with the same problems, right? So it's time to deal with solutions now and not problems.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate your time on the show.
Man, thank you
Coming
for having
out.
me. Thank you, Bro Vince and Muhammad 2G, man. Thank y'all, bro.
Yeah, thank you for your wisdom,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Thank you, sir.
But right here,
Thank you, big
H-Town Uncovered.
H-Town Uncovered, man. The
That's
number
right.
one podcast in the country.
You